Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel for some late night driving. We got a job to finish. We are in Ogden. We're about the halfway mark here. Oh! Sorry, I was looking at my joystick trying to figure out where the bright button was, and I almost whacked into our friend there. That would not have been good. So once again, we're at about the halfway point. We have to get this bulldozer to somewhere. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. Bulldozer is going to somewhere in Idaho. Some falls or something. Glad I looked. We've been scraping truck there. Now let's hop in the cab and get this show on the road. Yeah, we can turn those brights off. I forgot how much I love this game. What a great game. Guys, there's two other lanes you could use. Oh. I misshifted. So we still have quite a trip to do. We've come a good distance, but we have a long way to go. About halfway there. And Idaho, I think, either we get on the freeway and it's a real fast route, or we don't, and it's a long back roads route. I'm not sure which way we're taking, actually, so we'll have to see. But it could be ferocious long. Whoa. Hold on one sec, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I needed to check something on the recording. But now I am back. Jumping out of the recording, or out of the game, made my everything's all screwed up. My gear shifter went in crazy mode, which it does. If you leave the game and come back, the buttons reset, so everything's set like in the low gears. So I was like in 3 low. I'm like, oh, whoa. Not that I don't do that by mistake all the time anyway, but trying to avoid that. So now we're heading to Boise through Tremont. Now, it's funny, in Ohio, we have, in the Cleveland area, we have right next to Cleveland is a little city called Tremont with no on the end. So this is Tremonton, and near Ohio City, we have Tremont. But it's its own little city. It's a silly little city. It's one of those places that's like, it's desirable to live there. I don't know if it is anymore. It was for a long time anyway. Like, large groups of people flock there. Young folks, millennials. Even before that, yuppies and Gen Xers. And it was the cool place to live. Like, hey, we're right near town, so it's convenient. There's all kinds of little boutique shops, but then you had the other side of it where it's like, yeah, and it's right, it borders on all sides by crack neighborhoods where people are shooting each other. And so it was like this funny, it's like I had a friend that lived there, and he had this Jeep Cherokee, and that thing got stolen like 6 times. Now the cops would always find it, and bring it back. People would just break in, take it. He got to the point where he gave up fixing the window and he just left plastic in there. He's like, at least that way they could get in without damaging the car, and they just take it for the night, and then he gets it back the next morning. But and then I had a brother-in-law that lived there also, and he had his window smashed and tires slashed, and it's like, why would anybody want to live there? But people, it was like desirable. Hey, welcome to Idaho, by the way. So interestingly, over the last 10 years, people kind of, I think they still go there, and it's definitely become nicer. Like, the more people that moved in there, the more things got under control, because then, people are there and they're fighting back and they're paying taxes, so then the police department gets better, and the police are keeping people out that shouldn't be in there, that are doing, or at least the neighborhoods are better patrolled to keep keeping crime to a minimum. And but then a large group of people have pretty much moved downtown. Cleveland has really grown, and it's a very lived-in city, kind of like New York but affordable. So a lot of people come to Cleveland that want a city life, and it's affordable, big city life without having to deal with the traffic and without having to deal with the expense. But on the downside, because everybody's doing it, it's traffic's starting to build up, and taxes are starting to go up, and things are starting to get expensive. So it's like now, one thing Cleveland always has had a great monopoly on, and this is just a Cleveland thing, the absolutely like piracy that goes on with the parking garages. Like, no matter what, every day is a special event, and they're going to charge us $25 to park our cars, unless you have a monthly pass. But even then, a lot of times they'll give the people that have the monthly passes a heave-ho, and they're like, hey, no, you still have to pay extra. So parking downtown has always been ridiculous. Now, if you find the right parking attendant who's nice, like I have to go down there a lot of times. I go down there for 5 minutes. I got a photo shoot. I'm going to be 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes. And the parking's $20. And like, I had this happen the other day. I went down to the flats. I try to go as early as possible, and before people. Hang on. Oh, we're clear. Before people were like, before people go down there to have fun and party and go to all the restaurants and stuff, I try to get in there before all that happens. One, because I don't want to deal with all the people when I'm trying to fly my drone and take photos of buildings I'm supposed to be taking pictures of, because people come around and ask questions and kind of get in the way. But two, I also, try to, if you get there early enough, there's no parking attendant. Well, I got down there the other day, and there was a parking attendant. I'm like, shoot, it was like 11 o'clock, and he was already there. Usually they're not there until like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't use your brakes till you're off the freeway, you moron. And so, anyway, I got down there, and I'm like, oh, crap, he's there. So I pulled in, and I'm like, listen, I'm with Angle Key Construction. I got to take a couple pictures of that building right there with the drone. It'll take me 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, because I got to program the drone, because it's, where I was flying was not like normal airspace. I have a waiver from the FAA that allows me to fly there, but it's in Burke Lakefront's airspace, so I have to get, special permission to fly there. And you have to program the drone. The way they're doing it now, and it's kind of cool, like the drones have software on them that will lock the drone, and then you put in your waiver information, and they approve it, and then it takes about an hour to get the approval, and then you can fly the drone there. It unlocks the drone so you can fly it. Well, I have that approval in my drone, so I have to set that every time I go to fly there. I have to turn that on. But then the guy was like, yeah, no problem, go ahead. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, 20 freaking bucks for parking. It's absolutely unheard of. What can you do? It's the world we live in. Rake us over the coals. I'm really enjoying this game. I've been playing Flight Sim quite a bit, and it is fun. I'm a little frustrated with Flight Sim. For those of you guys that have messed with it, and I'm going to do a review on the game probably in a couple more weeks. I'll let them do a couple more patches before I put my opinion out there, because I want to see they're slowly improving it, but I'm finding this weird issue, and I don't know if anyone else that has it has the same issue that I do, but it'll start off playing real smooth, and after, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, it starts getting really choppy. And it's a slow process. First, it starts with like little hesitations. So it'll be like smooth, 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 hesitation. Smooth, 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 hesitation. And then those hesitations get closer together. Then it turns into outright stuttering. And then it turns into like almost at times unflyable. And they just put a new patch out yesterday that was supposed to fix all that. And it hasn't. It's better, but it's still crap. And I to prove it, I was flying around. I had a one of the issues that they've had is that the glass cockpits, you can now turn the glass cockpit refresh rate down to kind of help it. But airplanes that have the glass cockpit are, way lower frame rates than the airplanes that don't. And the more glass you have in the cockpit, the more frame rates you lose. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, glass cockpits are computer readouts. So like we have our digital display here that shows the GPS. In an airplane, they have, 3 or 4 of these displays on more modern aircraft. Everything is digital. You don't have like the little dials any longer with your altimeter and your airspeed indicator and your vertical speed indicator. It's all on one computer screen, like a giant iPad. And then usually there is a second screen to the right that has like a GPS on it. So, and then on the big airliners, they have a third screen that mimics the first screen for the co-pilot. These aircraft have been suffering from really bad frame rates in the game. So if you hop into an old Cessna or Piper Cub or whatever, and it's got the original dials and not these stupid computer screens, it runs very smoothly, 60 frames a second, no problem, for the first 10 minutes or so. But after about 20 minutes, it starts getting choppy, and then by an hour, it's almost unplayable at times. It depends on where you are, but I got really frustrated with it. I'm just, and like, it's weird. Like, I go to Cleveland of all places, like flat, boring Cleveland. And for whatever reason, northeastern Ohio causes all kinds of problems with the flight sim. I don't know why it is, but I get my worst frame rates when I'm flying around Ohio. And last night I decided to do some sightseeing, and I took off from Sky Park 15G, which is like a pretty, in the area, well-known airport for general aviation. And these guys fly in and out of there all the time, and so I was, flying in and out, and I took off from Sky Park and flew down to Wadsworth Municipal, and then up to Medina, and then flew over to and actually it's there. I thought that was the cool part. We have a little hobby store that sells RC airplanes called Herb's, or it's just called Hobby Hangar now. It used to be called Herb's Hobby Hangar, but the guy that ran it passed away, and his son took it over. Well, Herb used to also have a real Aranca Champ, and you guys don't know what that is. It's very much like a Piper Cub, but just there's some slight differences. A little bit. I think it's actually larger than the Cub, and the pilot sits in the front seat instead of the back seat. Anyway, he had an actual Aranca Champ, and he would bring it out of the hangar and fly it out of the runway that they use for the RC planes. And the runway is pretty long, so he would fly that. So I flew up there to see if it was there, and sure enough, I found it. I was able to follow the roads, and I found my way to Herb's Hobby Hangar, and there it was. So I landed there, and by this time, after those flights, the game was already starting to get pretty choppy. So I took off again and flew south over Chippewa Lake and landed in, I want to say Rittman or near Rittman. And by that point, the game was almost unplayable. And this was in a non-glass cockpit aircraft. I don't know why that is. But certain places are worse than others. Now, I flew a glass cockpit aircraft in Iceland and had no problems at all for like 2 hours of flight. I flew from along the coast to all these different fjord airports. They have little airports in each fjord because in the wintertime, when the roads get closed because of bad weather, they use those little airports to deliver goods. So I was fjord hopping and had a lot of fun, and I didn't have any frame rate issues the entire time I played. There were none at all. So I don't know what it is about certain areas that cause it worse than others, but for whatever reason, northeastern Ohio is terribad. But I flew around Champaign, Illinois, and Urbana, And they were great. No problems there at all. And I have a high detail airport that I bought, and it's great there. So anyway, I don't know. For those of you that are playing it, let me know what you guys think, if you're having issues or not. Once again, I have an i7-7700K processor. I'm running a 2070 Super video card, 32 gigs of RAM, and it's running off an SSD. I have no reason why it should be degrading. Like I said, when the game first starts, it's running as smooth as this game. But after an hour or so, it's fallen to its knees, and it's like just completely disintegrating. So, hey, here's Eagle Island State Park. It sounds like I said steak park. Come to Eagle Island and have a steak. Have a steak on us. So anyway, I've been a little bit frustrated with Flight Sim. Plus, that and the videos are not doing great, and that makes me a little bit frustrated too, because I spent a lot of money on that game and the things that I'm doing. So anyway, be sure to check out my Flight Sim series. What I'm doing right now is I am taking requests for cities. I've got about 70 right now, so it's going to take me a while to get through the list. But I've told people, like, hey, if you have an airport that you want me to fly over, just let me know where it is, and I will fly, around the airport and like tour the cities that are nearby. Now, I don't know the cities well, but obviously I probably will start when I go out of the areas that I know, do a little prep work ahead of time and kind of see what's in the area that's interesting. We'll try to fly over it. One of the weird things is, like, most of the people that have been requesting them are from Ohio, because I started off my series in Ohio. So I've gotten a lot of, like, hey, let's see Wadsworth. Hey, let's see, Worcester. Hey, could you fly over Mansfield, And, but the series is going well. So like I said, if you like this series and you're enjoying these videos, please be sure to check out my Flight Sim series, because it's the same stuff. I'm just having fun. In one of the episodes, I fly over where I live. But I'm shocked that the videos are not doing great, and they're fun. They're just, in some ways, they're more exciting than these videos, which aren't real exciting, but I'm just kind of surprised at how it's not doing well, because usually that kind of stuff does well on my channel. So anyway, if you haven't seen Flight Sim, please be sure to check out the Flight Sim playlist and check. Oh, look at this. This is cool. That's a cool industry right there. Thankfully, they actually made it a real industry too, so you can deliver there. That's neat. I love stuff like that. That's really cool. It's places that you wouldn't notice if you were just driving by, but we see them because we know that that's where we're going to end up going at some point. Oh, I wasn't looking. I was trying to see the traffic. It was green, wasn't it? Whoopsie. Oh well, we have millions of dollars. Who gives a flying rip? How do it? Millions? Yeah, 1.4 million. Whoa! How did I make that much money? I had no idea. We need to buy some more garages. Jeepers criminy. Now, the cool thing is I can now buy garages from the garage manager. I can just purchase a garage and fill it up with trucks. I don't have to go there anymore. And I also like that too, because we can jump to different places if we want. So anyway, Idaho is beautiful. Loving the state still. Look at look at the attention to detail there. Even like the little road. These guys really did their homework when they did this. Can't wait to see Colorado. Colorado's going to be absolutely beautiful. I know Kyle's going to be excited because they probably will have the San Juan Valley, which is like his area. Everyone's just blowing past me. But anyway, I'm trying to think of where we are with our other series too. I just put an episode of Farmer's Dynasty out. Got married finally. And in this last episode, we made a ton of money selling our produce. The greenhouse is big money. Not like it used to be where like you'd make like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I've made, over the last month, because they have the county fair in September, I've made, I want to say, let's see, 20, 15, about $45,000 off my produce, which is phenomenal, because the crops only bring in like $5,000 to $7,000, so you make way more money with we need to get gas. You make way more money with the produce. So I'm excited because now I'm actually getting to the place where in the next year or two when we have a rotation of produce and we can continue to just like store up a big amount until September, we're going to have a huge harvest and we'll make like $100,000, and then we can start buying some of the big farm equipment. But this year I'm going to take some of that money and upgrade my house. So if you haven't seen Farmer's Dynasty, we're doing that too. Euro Truck's going to continue. Moni and I have been playing in Europe. We only did 2 episodes, but there's more coming. Once again, as I explained in the last episode, this is my peak season for work. And unfortunately, that means that, whoa, 35, okay. Unfortunately, that means that I cannot do the recording that I want to do. I try to record at least 1 episode of something every night, or sometimes like tonight, it was a great night. I got 2 episodes of My Summer Car done, and I also got these 2 episodes of this game done. So that's a big night. So I try for nights like that if I can. But that doesn't happen all the time, because recently I've had to edit all night. You know, it's like right now it's almost midnight. By the time I get done with this video, it'll be a little bit after midnight. But I got a lot done today. Now, for the next 2 days, I won't get anything done because I have 4 photo shoots tomorrow. One is due when I get home. I'll have to edit it as soon as I get home and send it to the realtor. And then I have to get ready for a wedding on Saturday morning. I'm leaving for Columbus at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not going to be getting back here till 11 o'clock at night. So, and then I'm playing guitar at church on Sunday. So, you can just see, like, it's a busy life. But I do try every night to get at least 1 or 2 episodes cranked out. And, but as we get into the winter and jobs start to die off, I will definitely have more time to make more videos. I'd really like to be to a place where I'm releasing 2 videos a day, but right now I just can't maintain that. So I love the way that we're racing the train along the river here. That is really cool. There's some cool scenery stuff going on here. The winding roads, the mountains, the train, the national forest. For those who don't know, there's the Boise National Forest. That is our official United States sign for national forest. It's like a rectangle, or what would you call it? It's not a parallelogram. That's so cool. We just passed under the train. Got a nice, looks like what is that, EC44? ECW44? Oops. And we've left the National Forest. We were there for like 3 minutes. The train is still running alongside us. I love places like this. This is also, when you're in Colorado, there's a road, I think it's I-70, where you go through a mountain pass and then the train follows you along, the roads follow along the train, so you're constantly seeing the train as you go through the pass. It's pretty cool. And oftentimes you get alongside trains like that where you see the train and the train sees you, and it's I love stuff like that. That's why I love it out west. I can't wait to go back someday. Man, I just pray someday I have the finances and the ability to do it. If you never have had a chance, and you get a break from something, or some way to afford to go out there, get yourself out there. It's definitely worth the visit. There's some spectacular things out there. So this is, let's see, 55 north. I'll have to remember that. Sometime I'll have to try that out when I get out there. I don't think I've ever, I passed through the bottom of Idaho, went through Coeur d'Alene, but it was all freeway. Like, I didn't ever get on back roads when I was in Idaho. We were just kind of passing through from, I think we were going from Montana, going out to Washington. In fact, yeah, because then we spent the night in Coeur d'Alene, and then when my mom and I woke up, we went to, I was with my mommy. I was a little kid. I was like 17. We went to, I remember going up Route 80, like climbing the Cascade Mountain Range under Mount Rainier, and coming into Seattle from that side. Jeez. That's why he lugged me out here. Nope. Whoa! That won't work either. tow truck. Go fix that. He's going to get that car. Welcome to McCall. I don't know that I've been here before. I must have. It didn't give me the little ding. We need gas. I'm hoping there's a gas station here. Looks like there is one up ahead. Oh, this is a cool town. Oh, I love this. See, I could live somewhere like this. I love that alpine, like the trees and the... Okay, what are we going to do here? I know this is totally illegal, but we're going to have to park this here. I can't... There's no way I'm going to get this trailer through the station. This would be totally illegal, man. Okay, so we need to... what is it? Is it T? Yeah. Don't take my trailer. So we are in the town of McCall. That was pretty funny. Okay. Sorry, I gotta fill her up, Jack. Yeah, we really needed gas. Wow. Okay. Just like the world we know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, this button. There we go. You can tell it's been a while since I've driven. I'm like, oh. Yes, and there are... I don't know if you saw... Oh my God, all the traffic's backed up behind my trailer. Go around it, people. Oh, good Lord. There's reverse too high. We have 4 reverse gears. How about that? Isn't that something? Okay. Okay. Didn't look quite lined up, but we are coupling, and off we go. Very nicely done, if I don't say so myself. I see sailboats going by up there. That's pretty cool. What a quaint little town. I wonder what if that is that a lake? I mean, it's got to be. Oh, there goes the boat again. Is that a dam? I don't know what that is. That's pretty cool. Some kind of waterway out there. It's probably a dam. A dang dam. Look at all the... There it is. What is that? Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Somebody will know what that is, but that's very beautiful. That'd be a nice place to live. Probably also multiple millions of dollars. Like that house right there is probably like $2.3 million right there. Because that kind of real estate. Lake real estate, no matter where you are, even here in Ohio, you're talking millions of dollars, you know. But that's the other thing. I tell you what, I love the architecture in these places. I love that, like, rustic, you know, like everything is made of wood. A lot of it's like raw, exposed, like they stain it, but it's like, you know, the houses are all like pine siding with, like, you know, wood inside, like wood beams inside and stuff. I love that out west, you know, lodge feel. I was born to at least spend some time out there. Did that say Payette or is it Payette? Payette? Oh, Bussy. Mr. Bus. Ugh. Oh. Made it. Oh, jeez. That was a little bit close for comfort. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is going on. We played, obviously, SnowRunner's doing well. I need to do some more co-op stuff. It's actually been really easy lately. Like I said, with my wife on schedule, she goes to bed about 5 o'clock my time, so I've been able to do more co-op stuff. But you know, she and I are trying to do some stuff together too. There's a Minecraft series that we started that we want to finish. Definitely going to be doing more farming with Mr. Micah. But it's been crazy. Like ooh, look at that mountain up there. That's really cool. Oh, the Salmon River. We just entered the Pacific time zone. Really? So the time zone is like halfway through the state? That's odd. I thought the time zones went along the state borders, but I guess not in this one. That's weird. That's like Indiana. Indiana actually had, I think, 2 different time zones in the same state. And sometimes they would change, and sometimes like half the state did and half the state didn't. It was, I think they're all universal now, or unified or whatever. But for a while there, like half the state did it and half the state didn't. I think now they share the same time that we do, and not the Chicago time. But maybe not. I don't know. I used to go there all the time for work, so, and I don't do that anymore. So, look at these mountains. Big. Looks like where Napoleon Dynamite was filmed. Like those really old, like very worn mountains. They're not. They've all been rubbed down by time. Time has rubbed down those mountains. Sorry. What? Mountain rubbery. I have no idea what that sign said. It passed too fast for me to see it. Some kind of butte or canyon. About 40. What are we scenic viewing here? That is very scenic. We can see it from outside the truck. Ooh, scenic view. Stay in your lane. Beautiful. Oh my God. Don't die. We did it all for the glory of scenic. Speaking of cheesy songs, wasn't that the Karate Kid 2 or 3 or something like that, that song? I am a man who will fight for your honor. It was the Karate Kid 2, I think, but maybe, I don't know. I've been watching Cobra Kai. I think I said something about it in the last episode, or one of these games I was playing recently. Dang, is it? It's good. I like it. I didn't think I would, and I do. I was like, wow, this is actually really good. Sweet stuff. Yeah, this is the part of the state that takes a long time to get through. This is what I was afraid of. I think we're going to be quite a ways still away, probably like 3 or 4 hours game-wise. Yep, 4 hours. That was a good guess, huh? There's no way we can go 65 here. 50? Okay, we'll keep it. Beep, beep. Okay, 45 up ahead. Grangeville. I missed the population. This looks like a small town. Cute town. Grangeville City Center. Lewiston and Kusika. Kusikia? Kusikia? I don't know. Like, there were too many letters in that. I didn't read it fast enough. Wow, this is cool. Come out of the mountains and we are on the prairie at the top, on the backside. Pedal to the metal. County Road. There's a lumber mill. Don't blink or you miss it. Actually, that was a pretty decent sized town. This is just I mean, Colorado looks a lot like this too. I love this scenery. Once again, I think probably my favorite is that desert alpine blend. It's like the aroma of pine. It's almost like a coffee. Sorry, I'm running out of things to talk about. Let's see, what else can we do? What else can we discuss? Keeping things non-political. There's many crazy things to discuss, but we won't go into that on my channel. I try to keep things a little bit PC if possible. I definitely have my opinions, but I keep them to myself. It's like this whole thing with the vote. You know, that's one thing I don't understand. People get mad at people for voting that this person wanted. As far as I know, and I could be, jeepers criminy, dude. As far as I know, and I could be wrong about this, but I think back, even like 50 years ago, you didn't discuss who you were voting for. You just went and voted for somebody. You didn't. I mean, I could see putting signs out in the front yard. Maybe that probably started like in the 70s. But I don't know. I don't really remember people so openly discussing, like, this is who I'm voting for, and this is, I remember candidates, debating and stuff like that, but your vote was something that was very private, and, who you supported was something that was private, I don't know when that changed, but it seems like it just causes unrest. I don't know. I'm sure I agree with I'm sure I'm voting for who about half my viewers are voting for. And about half the people at my church are voting for. I like our church because it is so pretty much non-political, and we actually had a dude leave the church. He got upset because he was running for office, and he's like, "Well, no, what do you mean I can't?" He wanted to bring in, signs, or give them away at church or whatever, and he asked the pastor if he could, take a moment to say something about him running for a certain position. And the pastor was like, "No, we don't do that. We don't support political parties at our church. This is not a political organization. It's a church. We support the Lord." You can vote for whoever you want or run for office. It's cool. And if you want to tell people about it, that's fine. But we're not bringing you up on stage or doing anything like that. That is a government thing, not a church thing. And we strongly believe that our church does not make affiliations with politicians. And I thought that was an interesting and a right stand. The guy was upset and left, but it's like, well, think we were right in doing that. I wonder if we're going to get pulled in here. Whoa. Get over, case. Yep, now we do. So it's a good thing I got over, huh? Oh. Jeepers criminy. Don't you see me? Hello? Guy's just going to run right in the back of my truck. A big factory over there. If you guys saw it, we'll pass it. All right. When stopped, release brakes. All right. So parking brake on. Oh, do they want all brakes off? I suppose they do. Oh. Guess I need to get some work done on my truck. My truck is not in perfect condition. Be more careful next time. Oh. My tires must be worn or something. What is my damage percentage? Low. It's barely registering. I mean, it's less than 6%. Entering Lewiston. Well, let's take a look here real quick at Lewiston and see if there's a... I know it's not super realistic. Is there a repair facility in Lewiston? No, it doesn't look like it. There's gas. What is this? I think that's a way station. But in Coeur d'Alene there is, I'm sure. There's a garage and a gas. Yeah, there's a repair. So we'll have to get a repair once we're done. Okay. Well, I know now. I guess I didn't think my damage was too bad. I'll take a look at this. Once we get up to speed here, I'll take a look. Closer look and see what's going on. No throwing cigarettes out the window, buddy. All right, let's see. That wasn't the right button. I thought it was this one. There we go. Yeah, I guess 5%. That's not that high. Gosh, to fail an inspection over that? I mean, whatever. Ooh, that is a really cool freeway entrance. Look at the mountains behind it and stuff. Like, that's gorgeous. Chains advised, huh? Oh, God! Oh! I almost called him something. It started with a D and ended with... never mind. You almost got me killed, dummy. Jeepers criminy, that dude. You almost got me killed. I needed a good run up that hill, and now I don't have it. Wow, that's cool, that rock wall right there. Looks like volcanic pipes there. Kind of like what the, oh man. Kind of like what Devil's Tower is made out of. You're not supposed to be passing, these stupid truckers. That sounded really nasty. These specific truckers are stupid, not all truckers, just the guy in that blue truck. and the guy behind him. What are you doing? Get in line. And this is not my fault. Oh, come on. Oh, that's going to kill it. Oh, wow. This is really steep. Come on. This was that other guy's fault. The dude pulling wood up ahead. Give him a brake check. Well, that was stressful, but awesome. What a cool place. This is an insane climb. Look at that big factory over there. That's cool. Oh boy. That's just what we needed. Every hour is an adventure in this truck. And the sun is going down. I'm hoping we get to Coeur d'Alene. It'll be after sunset. I mean, we'll be close though. Wow, what a view. Gorgeous sunset. Okay, now everybody's got their brakes on. Why? Why are we braking? It's a freeway. Foot off the brake unless you have to absolutely stop. Don't need to be... Nope, we're all stopping. Okay, that's great. What the frig are you people doing? Oh, that's what they're doing. Yeah, you're letting me over. Sorry. You will. Back to the back. You will do what I say when I stick my truck in your face. That wasn't stressful at all. Ooh, that's pretty. What is that? Fire department? Let's go fire department maybe. Probably because we're in like serious fire country. Like these dry fields and stuff. Like that's like all tinder for the flames. You know, that's the hard thing about these areas when you choose to live in a place where a forest fire is a natural occurrence, and then we're seeing it this year more than ever with all the forest fires out west. You know, it's like we have prevented massive forest fires by putting smaller fires out, but the problem is that really the way that the ecosystem is supposed to work out there is that it's all supposed to burn off every like 10 to 20 years. And so we've prevented that for 50 years or more. We've been holding that off by putting out the smaller fires. And now all of a sudden the whole thing is catching and everybody's freaking out, like, you know, and then there's weirdos running around out there setting fires. Like, I guess in California some dude got caught and then they, for whatever reason, they decided they'd let him go, and he went out and started another fire. And at that time, then he got put in prison, but should have put him in prison the first time. Anyway, England does the same things. They have these guys that run around and stab people with knives, and they let them out of prison, and guess what happens? They go and stab more people with knives. When I was there last year, I was there for 4 months. It happened 3 times when I was there. Be some dude that they, terrorist, that they would arrest for stabbing people, and he'd go to jail, and then they'd release them, because they're, reformed, and they'd go out, and the next day they'd stab a bunch of people. It's like, and now we're starting to do that same kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, you set a fire. Yeah, it's the worst season ever, but we'll let you go. And then he goes back out and starts another fire. But, yeah. And so what's happening now is because we've prevented these forest fires from getting big for the last, 100 years, because people live out there now in these somewhat remote areas, it's like the fires are just out of control because there's so much dry brush on the ground that it's going up. It's like when people live in the desert. It's a hard thing. People start getting scared when they run out of water, and they are. Well, you live somewhere where there's not a lot of water, and so the more people are there, the less it can support it, and you're going to run out of water. It's not rocket science. But these fires aren't either. It's like we've stopped the natural process of the woods burning down. I mean, it's funny when I saw some people arguing about it on Facebook. I forget exactly what the argument was, but they were, fighting about it. And I'm like, look, guys, like, the way nature works, it's supposed to be catching on fire. That pine cones, they open when there's fire. They're designed specifically to make new trees when there's a fire. Why? Because they're in zones where there's supposed to be fire every 10 years or less. So the trees grow, they drop their pine cones on the ground, the forest catches on fire, the old trees die, and the new ones pop out of their little pine cones, and seedlings go in there, and new trees grow. That's how it works. That's the way it's been, designed to work. They're supposed to function like that. So, anyway, I think it's funny. But it's also sad. I mean, obviously you got a lot of people that live out there, and their lives are wrecked because everything they had goes up in smoke. So that's a rough thing, but you are living somewhere where that's supposed to happen, so it can't be a shock. They try their best to prevent them, but it does happen. Here's the Spokane River, by the way. Gorgeous. I knew it. We met a guy one time. We were at EAA, which is like a huge air show in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And we were in the swimming pool at the hotel, and there was a guy in there. We were talking to him, and he had a little float plane that he would fly. And he actually, when there were fires in California, he would take his plane up, and before he'd go up, he'd go to the store and buy a bunch of frozen pizzas, and then he would airdrop them into the people that were in the fire zones because, their neighborhoods would get blocked off or whatever, and they couldn't get food. And so he would drop like frozen pizzas to them because obviously if they're frozen, they won't get damaged when they fall. And then these people had some food, something to eat, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like, he'd wave at them, and then he'd be like, and he'd drop the pizzas out, and they'd go get them and have food. What a neat thing. But he said it gets crazy up there. Like the fires are just nuts. Like, he's like, you have to be real careful because you have to make sure you're not getting in the. Obviously there's other aircraft doing runs on the hottest parts and helicopters and stuff like that. He's like, you really have to watch when you're doing stuff like that because there's a lot of aircraft activity. So you pay real close attention to the radios. But sounds like fun, man. He lives on a lake, and he's got this little float plane, and he just flies all over California going to different lakes and just enjoying flying, What a neat thing. We have an Icon A5 in Flight Sim, but I haven't used it much yet. I prefer like the float plane style, like a de Havilland Beaver or the Grumman Goose. Like that. Those are all like airplanes that or what is that? Is it the Goose? I can't remember which one the Grumman is. There's a Grumman that's a boat plane. And so we have arrived in Coeur d'Alene. We are almost to our destination. My legs are tired from working the brakes and the gas. This G13 has a really stiff brake pedal. Like it leaves a callus on my foot. I have to remember to put my drone battery on the charger. Shoot, I got to do that as soon as I'm done with this video. Oh, oops, I got drone shoots tomorrow, like 4 of them. hit that curb. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've had a lot of fun making these truck videos. It's been a long time since I made a truck video, so it's been fun to visit you and kind of share what's going on in my life. And we'll definitely continue this series. But in the meantime, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Check out my other videos. Got tons of farm sim videos and other farmers games like Farmers Dynasty. I also cover, Flight Sim and Snow Runner, Mud Runner. There's a million videos. I have over, I think, getting close to I'm definitely over 1,000 videos. I might have more like 2,000 videos on this channel. So there's a bunch of stuff to watch. If you're into junking out and just enjoying content, there's a lot of stuff on this channel that you can enjoy. If you really, really like the channel and want to support it, go to my main page. This is Arthur Chapman. It has the picture of the forage harvester at the top. You can do it just by clicking on my name. It'll take you to my channel. And there's a little PayPal button there if you want to donate to the channel, keep my hardware running and everything going. People used to donate in Twitch, but I don't do Twitch anymore. So if you're wanting to find a way to support the channel financially, that always helps a ton. Just click that PayPal button and it'll go into my account, and I really appreciate those tips. It definitely helps keep things going. So anyway, have a great night, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe again, and we will see you next time on American Truck Simulator and all of the other games that I play. Have a good night, guys. Bye.